Hello, this is Dale Pierce with Project 10. Today I have designed a presentation for a potential dissertation committee defense. And in that particular defense, and the topic I will be discussing today will be on the effectiveness of registered apprenticeship programs in the Finger Lakes region. This is Qualitative Analysis Research Methods, RES 6033 for Dr. Luis Herrera. And my name is Dale Pierce for the American College of Education. So the introduction of this study, we are looking at the effectiveness of registered apprenticeships. So as we know right now, there are many workforce development initiatives to address what is known as a skills gap in America. Registered apprenticeships are going to be looked at as a possible solution and have been used as a workforce development tool for a very long time in American history. Today, we are actually going to examine their effectiveness in the Finger Lakes region. So the purpose of this study is to investigate the effectiveness of registered apprenticeships. There are many federal and state scaling initiatives to expand and scale registered apprenticeships all across the United States, with previous administrations dating back all the way to Obama, Trump, and now the Biden administration are putting a significant amount of resources and funding into scaling registered apprenticeship programs. Another reason is going to go directly to the literature review that has been conducted. So with registered apprenticeships, there's been some contradicting or some conflicting evidence that supports registered apprenticeships supporting workforce development initiatives. We have seen across some empirical research and data that there are some issues with registered apprenticeships, such as recruitment, lack of trained supervisors, lack of diversity, and technology for adequate related technical instruction as an issue. However, we have also seen empirical evidence that states that they are effective in producing a workforce development training strategy to upskill workforce. So with that being said, we have found in the literature review two evident themes that really stick out: a pipeline issue and an aging out factor. Specifically, we look at the silver tsunami, where we have many baby boomers retiring and then a lot of young folks coming through, graduating from high school, moving on to college, and never going into these type of areas that registered apprenticeship serve as a training program. Thus, a pipeline issue. Going to conduct a proposed plan to conduct a study, convergent parallel mixed method study. And what this specifically means is that the researcher myself, I plan to take qualitative data and quantitative data, gather each of those data sets through a variety of methods, take that data, compare it, and then later on interpret it to see if there's any type of themes or commonalities that stick out for us to see the actual effectiveness of registered apprenticeships. For the qualitative side of the house, we are going to look specifically at a case study done through methodological triangulation. Now, this is a specific method that is used to build validity and credibility on the qualitative side of the house. So specifically, I plan to do a focus group, an observation, and an in-depth interview to execute the methodological triangulation strategy. For the focus group, I look to work with group sponsors, apprentice training representatives, which are also known as ATRs, and human resources personnel with companies sponsoring registered apprenticeship programs. For the in-depth interview, I plan to conduct semi-structured interviews with actual registered apprentices, journey workers who are their direct supervisors, to get deeper into the aspects of what happens within a registered apprenticeship program. These are the main stakeholders. And last but not least, observation. I will be going on site to company floors or out in the field to observe registered apprenticeships from afar and take field notes and collect all of this data for each of these groups. So that's how I will execute a triangulation case study. With that being said, I want to be informed going into my quantitative analysis, which I plan to deploy a survey that will be sent to all stakeholders in the Finger Lakes region in registered apprenticeship programming. I look to send to potentially up to 66 different companies that sponsor registered apprenticeship programs in the Finger Lakes region. And I'm also going to allow my qualitative study to help fine-tune some of the questions, and this is per recommendation of Fuchs and Ness in 2018. With that being said, I'm going to collect data from this survey, compare that data, and then obviously later on interpret it through the use of SurveyMonkey. So the actual alignment itself. The literature review, well, we understand that, hey, there are some conflicting issues here in registered apprenticeships and their effectiveness as a workforce development tool. Thus the call for this particular study. Also, more alignment with that is the scaling initiatives that are happening. The Registered Apprenticeship Act of 2021 through the Biden administration looks to further expand and scale apprenticeship initiatives. We really want to see the effectiveness or the level of effectiveness from these registered programs with all of the resources that are being thrown at registered apprenticeships. Going with validity and reliability, again, thus the reason to build credibility for this study and its importance is to approach it from a mixed methods perspective, and also the use of triangulation on the qualitative focused study. The regional history tied to the Finger Lakes region, we look at Kodak, we look at Xerox. Many advanced manufacturing companies in the history had very successful registered apprenticeship programs, and they went away for a while, and now we're starting to see a resurgence. And so this is a very important research study to conduct, specifically in the Finger Lakes region, given to the rich and deep history that was once had kind of in the Rochester, upstate New York region. And then furthermore, the actual focus of the study will contribute to the body of apprenticeship studies that are out there. And these are my references, and I would now like to turn it over for questions for the dissertation team to ask me.